So when your home 4K stream drops packets, you get, well, those little compression artifacts. It's annoying, but totally fine.
Right,
But
yeah.
if a surgeon is relying on an AV over IP feed for a remote procedure, I mean, dropped packets are catastrophic.
Oh.
Welcome to our deep dive into the hardware that makes dropped frames impossible.
Absolutely impossible.
Today, we are looking at sources from HDTV Supply covering this very specific high-stakes piece of equipment. It is the ZeeVee Z4KMEDDECC3 ZyPer4K Copper Decoder. Okay, let's unpack this. You were paying like $1,925 just for this one decoder.
Yeah, it is definitely a hefty price tag, but, well, there is a very good reason for it.
Right, so to set the stage for you listening, the video we stream at home is heavily compressed to squeeze through standard Wi-Fi networks. But this device outputs completely uncompressed, lossless 4K video. Why are such extreme specifications required here?
Well, in medical environments, compromise simply isn't an option. We are talking about uncompressed 4K video running over HDMI 2.0. That means the picture quality is, like, literally identical to the source. Yeah, and this decoder is designed to drive massive visual arrays. We are talking up to a 15 by 15 video wall.
Wait, a 15 by 15 video wall sounds less like a hospital and more like, I don't know, a supervillain's command center.
I know, right? Or even a multi-view setup pulling from, like, 19 different specialized medical sources all at once.
But the specs show that moving that much raw data requires massive infrastructure. You
Yeah.
need a 10 gigabit Ethernet connection pushing data over a Cat6 cable, which runs up to 328 feet, by the way, or even the 30-kilometer fiber optic line.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to push back a little here. Isn't a 10 gigabit network total overkill just for routing video?
So what's fascinating here is that what seems like massive overkill in a commercial setting is really the absolute bare minimum in an operating room.
Wait, really? The bare minimum?
Oh, absolutely. Zero latency is critical. A single compressed pixel or a split second of lag to buffer a frame, I mean, that could obscure a vital detail during a delicate cardiovascular procedure.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Right, so it needs a 10 gigabit pipe because it is taking the raw, heavy data of a 4K image and moving it instantly over the network. It does this without throwing a single piece of visual data away to save space.
So the goal is perfect, instantaneous reliability.
Precisely.
Looking at the hardware itself, it includes older control ports like RS-232 and IR, but it has absolutely no USB ports.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Looking at the price tag, there is a catch.
There always is.
Right, for almost $2,000, you weren't even getting a complete system.
No, you are not. It is strictly a decoder.
Yeah, you still have to buy the ZyPer4K EvoAP encoder separately, and like even the cables aren't included. I would assume hospitals just want a single plug-and-play box to keep things simple. Why fragment it into all these expensive, separate modular pieces?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, modularity isn't about making it difficult. It is really about ultimate control and security. Operating rooms are full of highly specialized legacy equipment that still relies on those older RS-232 and IR connections.
Right, to communicate with everything else.
Exactly. And by stripping away the USB ports, the manufacturer eliminates a massive security vulnerability. Nobody can just walk up and, stick a flash drive into the surgical network.
Oh, that is smart.
Yeah, plus it uses HDCP 2.2 and AES 128 encryption. That ensures the video feed of a patient's surgery is treated with the exact same cryptographic lockdown as their digital medical records.
Wow.
You literally cannot intercept or inject data into this feed. You buy exactly the components you need, encoder by encoder, to build a tightly controlled, closed-loop pathway.
Because you are pushing zero latency 4K data over a massive hospital network, the margin for error is zero. Which is exactly why the vendor supplying the gear becomes just as important as the hardware itself. Our sources highlight HDTV Supply, a company with a 25-year history.
Because when you're building a highly modular system where one wrong encoder brings down an entire surgical feed, well, vendor support isn't just customer service, it is risk mitigation.
Yeah.
You are investing in an infrastructure where getting it wrong simply isn't an option.
There's actually a 2026 customer review highlighting an employee named Rachel, who caught an architectural mistake in a customer's modular order. She proactively corrected it before it even shipped.
Wow, that is incredible.
Right. That is the exact level of safety net required when dealing with enterprise systems like this. So What does this all mean?
Well, for you listening, whether you are actively outfitting a medical facility or you are just geeking out on enterprise tech, this ZeeVee decoder represents the absolute pinnacle of secure, zero-compromise AV distribution.
It is flawless, instant visual truth, locked down, tighter than a bank vault.
Perfectly said.
But it leaves you wondering, if we're already pushing uncompressed 4K video over 30 kilometers of fiber optic lines today, what will these critical medical networks look like when 8K video becomes the uncompressed standard? Will that 10 gigabit pipe even be enough? Something to ponder the next time your home stream dips and you see those little blurry squares.